Good evening, Wizards Nation. We just lost a close one, though. A really close one. As a matter of fact, this was a great, effort, performance. I was surprised by this performance by our Young Bucks, by our team overall. Second night of a back-to-back. We lost to the Kings last night. But we lost 121 to 115. As a matter of fact, we were leading a good chunk of the way. We were up by 3 points heading into the fourth quarter. And then they outscored us by 9 points in the fourth quarter. Had damn near 40 points. But most importantly, Jamal Murray and... Jamal Murray. Holy hell. Jamal Murray took over at the end of the game. But nonetheless, I was surprised by this. Jamal Murray and Tim Hardaway Jr., sorry. Those two dudes. Anyways, let me put the stats up real quick. Not mad at all, but I am very... It was a good loss. This is the team that's the third best in the Western Conference right now. The Nuggets are. Dominate them on the boards. They were out with Valanciunas and the Joker. We out-rebounded them 48 to 38. Marvin Bagley had a great freaking game. Alex Sarr had a solid game. Keyshawn George led the way. A lot of flashes here, man. I'm not mad at this one at all, man. I'm actually really, really proud of our Young Bucks, fighting till the end, not, giving in. Because at the beginning of the game, for the majority of the game, it looked like the Nuggets were on a second night of a back-to-back. The Nuggets came out without any, they had no effort, they had no drive, they weren't hustling back in defense. They looked like the team that was on a second night of a back-to-back, I was listening to the Nuggets broadcast, and they said that we did not get to the hotel until 3:30 a.m. today from Sacramento. And then there's that 1 hour time difference as well. So, the odds were not stacked in our favor tonight. And yet we still came out. We showed out. The Young Bucks, Bub Carrington had a really solid game tonight. Trey Johnson was off. He just did not have a solid game. But, it is what it is. But Keyshawn George, holy hell, 29 points, 10 of 20 from the field, 5 of 8 from the three. A selfish Keyshawn George brings me life. Yes, free throws killed us. They also killed the Nuggets as well. Base Maryland, you pretty much summed it up. Really good game, competitive to the end, and we got the L. See, this is what we want, competitive L's. That's it, Obviously, we're going to stack them, but, we are now done with our West Coast trip. I'm done going live at 11:30 at night. We play on Monday at 3 p.m. MLK Day against the Clippers. But, free throws definitely killed us. It killed them as well. Let's see here. We were 16 of 29. Well, they went 17 of 23. Not too bad. But yeah, 16 of 29, 55% from the free throw line, y'all. 55% from the free throw line. Anyways, if you enjoyed the stream, please like and subscribe. I'll truly appreciate it. Let me go ahead and turn this thing on real quick. I'm definitely not going to keep this stream long. We were up until 1:30 in the morning last night talking that ish. And my stream got demonetized. So I was like, what the hell? What did I say? Let's see here. Let's see. Alan says we needed the Vooch. No, Bagley had an awesome game, man. Shout out to Marvin Bagley. He was dominating, and I came into this game thinking that he was going to dominate because I was just like, I know Sarr's going to do his thing, but they didn't have Valanciunas. They didn't have Joker. Aaron Gordon, I believe he played damn near 30 today. Aaron Gordon was their center. He had 32 minutes. But he was supposed to be in a minutes restriction, and he was playing center for them. So I was just like, Marvin Bagley's going to feast on the offensive boards, and damn it, he did. Well, in general, he has 6 rebounds, but, second chance points, putbacks, him and Bub Carrington again navigating in the pick and roll. Champagne had an awesome night as well. Did go 0 of 3 from the 3, though. Shooting-wise, what happened was pretty much this is what pretty much happened. Because if you look at the stats, like, we are neck and neck with them in most of the important categories. But pretty much what happened was like in the fourth quarter, especially within the 5-minute mark, that's when they started hitting their threes. Jamal Murray, Tim Hardaway Jr., you know what I mean? Those two dudes, the threes, especially Jamal Murray just finished it out and closed it out for them. And, but if it wasn't for that, like we would have won, because we were leading them in most of the categories. I don't know. Kudos to them. Shout out to Jamal Murray. Holy hell. But let's see what people are saying here. Free throws killed us. Mr. Bond says Coach Keefe should have played JC down the stretch. That is true. Will Riley needs to bring this energy every game. Yeah, Riley had a solid game. 7 points. Jameer, not too shabby as well. Every single time Jameer is there, man, active hands, always gives multiple deflections. I saw 2 in the second quarter with him. Only had 3 points. That 1 or 2 for the 3. But, man, 5 rebounds, a steal, 2 offensive boards, crashing the board as well, as they should have, because they their center was Aaron Gordon. He's not, Mr. Bond, 5. Mr. Sar was not it from the free throw line. I believe Marvin Bagley as well. Yeah, Marvin Bagley, 4 of 9 from the free throw line, though. Sar, 2 of 7. Trey Johnson missed 2 free throws. That's how you know if things went bad this tonight. Like, Trey Johnson went 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Rich Reloaded, Jameer's good. Yeah. Look, this second half of the season, super excited to see dudes like Jameer Watkins and Will Riley, and who's to say if Middleton's bought out? Granted, Middleton had a solid night tonight. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Shout out to Chris Middleton. Didn't play last night against the Kings. Played tonight. You know what I mean? Our starters had it really good. Our starters were pretty solid, man. Trey Johnson's the only one that did not. He pretty much had an off night. Starters were not that bad. Starters were really solid. And the bench, the lethal combo of Champagne and Marvin Bagley. Those two dudes feast. How many boards? Champagne had 9 boards. Well, they both each had 3 offensive boards, but Champagne had more boards than freaking Marvin Bagley, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. WizKid Forever says Champagne's our best 6 man. Got to keep him, pay the man. Champagne's already been paid, boy. Champagne's with us for the long term, dude. We already gave him a contract extension for the cheap. He's here for the next 3 years. Live Life Love says Key was on another two-way level tonight. One sequence, he stopped the fast break by himself with a block and a... Yep, Keyshawn George. Keep saying this, man. Selfish Key is giving me life, adding on years to my life expectancy, man. This dude, 29 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. You know what I mean? But Jamal Murray finished with 42 points, dude. It was Jamal Murray. Peyton Watson looked nice tonight. Granted, he couldn't hit his free throws either. Tim Hardaway as well. 30 points. Holy hell. Anyways, let me get to my notes real quick. Ali Channel says, even A.J. Johnson had an awesome game tonight. 0 minutes. Or the very, look at, barely, No, it looks like he played for a couple seconds. Mr. Bond says, young guns getting better now and not relying too much with OG. Yeah, this is all, learning how to play without CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum lately has been, he's been under flame with Atlanta Hawks fans lately. Looks like he's been ruining their disruption with Jalen Johnson. Y'all should check out the Atlanta Hawks Twitter. They were roasting him tonight. Ideal tank loss. Great game. Yeah. Great game. This closes out our West Coast road trip. Like I said, we are back next week against the Clippers on Monday. Then we play the Nuggies again on Thursday. And then we go to Charlotte on Saturday. Let me get to my notes, y'all. I don't want to keep this stream too long. Tim Hardaway killing us is crazy, says Young Mel. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Besides our players, the player that I was looking most forward to watching tonight was Peyton Watson. He's been a topic of conversation here in the DMV Some dudes want to give this man the bag in the offseason. He's a restricted free agent. If the price is not even if the price is right, if he's attainable, you're going to see the Nuggets. They're going to do whatever they can to keep their 23-year-old up and coming stud. Reps. They will eventually get better. Yep. So tonight we did not play. We were out with Trae Young. Bilal Coulibaly was out with his lower back stiffness. The Vooch was out with knee soreness. And like I said, Chris Middleton played tonight because he didn't play last night against the Kings. I'm assuming that's like, the overall, I don't know if that was the tank move. Perhaps. I don't know. Let's see here. In the beginning, though, it looked like we had tired legs. Even though we were barely in it. No, we were in it, actually. In the first quarter, it did look like we had tired legs. And then I feel like the Nuggets catched on to that, and then they just started playing all lackadaisical, and then they were just, the Nuggets, I think they came out, even though we whooped them twice last year. Jordan Poole had that game winner on them last year in Denver, and Denver Nuggets broadcasters kept referring to that game, saying we cannot take this team, for granted. And I was surprised by that because I was just like, in my head, Jamal Murray's seen it. Granted, again, Joker's not playing. This team is super, right now, injury riddled. But, I think they took us for granted tonight. And then, in the fourth quarter, within the 5-minute mark, that's when Jamal Murray took over and also Tim Hardaway Jr. But, let's see here. Great rotations today. Bram and AJ Johnson should end. Well, Malachi had a solid game last night, though. Malachi had a solid game last night. He had 13 points. Mr. Bond says, are we getting Kuminga? I'll let everybody else decide on that. I made a video on that earlier today. Playing in Denver is no joke with the high altitude. Yeah. That's true. Tell that to the Bills. I wanted the Bills to go all the way, man. I was pretty pissed off about that, honestly. I was rooting for the Bills. Fucking Josh Allen, man. Anyways, let's see here. Let me go straight to my notes. Raleigh had a solid putback. He had an and one in the first quarter. He was crushing. How many? He had 2 rebounds, a steal. He was a +1. Raleigh was solid. 16 minutes. Again, 0-3 from the 3 with Will Riley, though. Especially catch and shoot threes. This man needs to work on that in the offseason. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not worried about his 3-point shot moving forward, but I'm pretty surprised that it hasn't. Even though he's 19 years old and a rookie, but man shot 33% from 3 at Illinois. At high school, he was considered like a 3-point sniper. That 33% at Illinois was actually, people were saying that that's not indicative of the type of shooter that he is. And this year so far, he's shooting, I believe, 25% from the 3. Last night was poor from the 3. Tonight was poor from the 3. I think more with Will Valley is just strength more than anything, but not worried about that at all moving forward. A good off season will help him, will do him justice, Daryl Rollins says, greetings from Germany. Watch every Wizards games this season. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome, dude. We got Germany in the chat. We got Thailand in the chat. Fucking hell, we got Bolivia in the chat. Anyways, let's see here. The Seahawks winning the Super Bowl this year. That team is no different. Yeah, Seahawks just wrecked the 49ers right now. I didn't even watch the game. I knew it. I guessed it. I got lucky with that, I guess. But you know what I mean. Let's see here. No, Matt, my housemates were happy with the Broncos. Yeah, Denver tonight must be lit. But Bo Nix is out, though. I don't know if y'all heard that. Bo Nix is out for the season. Don't give up on Will Riley, man. He'll get. Yeah, I'm not, Ali. I'm not. I'm just, I'm just kind of surprised that his 3-point shot hasn't translated. Even though, again, it's. I shouldn't be surprised. Man's 19 years old. He's rookie, but I thought he'd at least shoot like 31, 32%. But there's still a lot of season left, so he could, But like I said, I'm not overall. I'm not worried about him whatsoever. I'm still high on him moving forward. That this is just a pointer that I had. Because I think right now his Let me just go straight to his percentage right now. I don't think this is indicative of the type of shooter that he is. Yeah, he's shooting 25% from the three this year. Will Riley is. I don't think this is an accurate representation or number for Will Riley. I think he's a much better shooter than this. I'm a Will Riley dude. Trust me, I am. So, but I like how tonight though he did take advantage of his size. Will Riley takes a lot of tough ass shots. That's when strength will come into play. You'll see that how Keyshawn George today or this year in general has been doing a lot of shoulder push-offs. Best believe Will Riley's gonna do that once he gets his frame filled out. I can definitely I'm just super high on I'm high on him, but also just like I'm excited to see his progression over the years because right now his body he does not have an NBA body right now. Will Riley, let's just be honest, as much as we all love Will Riley, he does not have an NBA body right now. But once he does, he will be scary. Those shoulder push-offs that Keyshawn George is doing this year, he needs money from the mid-range. Will Riley will be doing that at a high level as well. And, I think, Ali, you're talking about Will Riley too? Yeah. I think he's on par with Trey. I don't want to say he's way better than Trey because Trey has the mental of a freaking all-star, like a guy who's going to take over a game, so, but I'm just saying, man, and I think we're all on this together. Once Will Riley fills out his frame and gets his strength, watch out. Tonight, I saw he was 3 of 8 from the field, but he took advantage of his size. All 7 of his points came one free throw, but the other ones came underneath the basket. Good, nice drives. Take advantage of his size. And he's doing this now. What is he weigh? 110 pounds? But just wait. And this guy wants to be great. So I'm not worried about him whatsoever moving forward. Let's see here. We killed him in the first quarter. Points in the paint. We had 20 points in the paint out of our 29 points in total. We were wrecking him in the Alex had a solid game. 16 points again to only 28 minutes though. He did have foul trouble though. Alex Sarr did. 8 rebounds, but especially in the first quarter, we were killing them in the paint. We were down by 7 points after the first quarter. The second quarter was much better for us. As a matter of fact, we outscored them by 8 points. I talked about Jameer Watkins had a active hand something, multiple deflections in the second quarter. We went on a 14-4 run, and we were winning 55-54. And fueled by dudes like Marvin Bagley and Champagnie, man. What do you guys think of Champagnie? We all know he's going to be a key rotational player moving forward, but when he plays alongside Marvin Bagley, these two are lethal, especially on the offensive boards. And, last night he started and he had a solid game. He had 15 points, but it's something about him whenever he's sharing the court with Marvin Bagley. They both go off. It's like they feed off each other. Marvin Bagley had a really solid game. 14 points in 20 minutes. Shout out to Marvin Bagley, man. Shout out to Marvin Bagley. I know that today in my video, I talked about trade scenarios. I wouldn't say I was proposing to trade Bags. It was more of a lot of people were saying that, Bags is probably our most coveted asset at the trade deadline. I myself would keep Bags, but I'm not going to lie. If the right price comes, if the right deal comes, it'd have to be more than a second round pick to me. That's where I'm at with that. It'd have to be more than a second round pick. Let's see here. At halftime, we were we were up by 1 point. Saul had 11, Middleton had 10, Bagley had 9. This right here, I'm going to show y'all real quick. I want to show y'all something. Because Bub Carrington had a solid night. He went 3 away from the 3. He had a nice steal dunk that he ended up getting a tech on. I think I had this video right here. When I saw this, yeah, this one right here. Where you at, Will? Hold on 1 second, y'all. When I saw this, You see Trae Young on the bench. The team was energized. I'm not going to lie. I jumped up from my chair. And I was just like, let's freaking go. I know y'all saw this play. Diving for the loose ball, of course, is Champagny. And Bags. Throws it out. Look at Trae Young. Look at Trae Young. The bench going crazy. Look at Trae.
We're going that way. I like it.
I freaking love that, man.
He dies. Oh, Bagley, too. Where you at, Will?
Will Riley's going super energized. This is our future, y'all. Never mind these losses. Never mind these losses. We know what the deal is. It's plays like this. I already see our core. I see the vision. Will Dawkins, I see it. But one more time, man.
Penny dies. Oh, Bagley,
God, man,
too.
fucking
Where
Champagny,
you at,
man.
Will?
Champagny's the
We're going
best.
that
Look at Champagny. That's my man right there, man. Shout out Champagny. Trae was coaching up the youngins all night, and he was engaged. Gotta love it. Yeah. He's been engaged since day one. Mr. Bond says the future is bright. Big J's in the chat. Bob Carrington had a solid night, man. I really like how Bob Carrington's game. But yeah, I need to see this one more time.
Penny dies. Oh,
Trae Young, man.
Where you at, Will?
He is super bought in.
I like it.
But he don't stare.
I see Trae Young talking trash, too, on the bench. You know, to the opposing team, obviously. But, man, I just want to freaking fast forward to October of next year. No, September, the Commanders. But still, let's see what chat's saying. All right, let me finish through my notes, man. We're already at 22 minute mark. And I got to do the tankathon. Let's see here. Third quarter, really solid, 23 outscored him by 2 points. Talked about the Champagny Bagley effect. Let me just skip through this, man. Like I said, during the 5 minute mark, game was still close. As a matter of fact, we were up by, I believe, 2 points. And then Jamal Murray just was unstoppable with him and Tim Hardaway Jr. As a matter of fact, that's when they hit all their threes. All of them. They were going crazy. But Keyshawn George, how many? Let me see from three. They went 40% from the three, but I guarantee you they made like at least 6 in the fourth quarter. At least 6. Because they were pretty off. Hardaway Jr. hit 2 back-to-back, brought him back, gave them life. The audience started going crazy, But like I said, look, we out-rebound them, and as we should have, because they don't have Joker and Valanciunas. You know what I mean? Look at the offensive boards, 17-4. That's the Champagny Bagley effect right there. And Alex Sarr. You know what I mean? Points in the paint, obviously. Like I said, we had 20 first quarter points in the paint. 20 of our 29. Like 66-50 overall. And their largest lead was 12, but that was mostly in the first quarter. But it was pretty even, man. It was a pretty even game. Granted, they were missing a lot of players, though. So you got to, take that into consideration. Anyways, solid game, y'all. Really solid game. Let me see what chat's saying. I need Darren Peterson on my team, says Base Maryland. Yeah, dude, he has been balling lately. I think it was you who I told today. I was just like, Peterson is now regaining traction as the number 1 overall pick. Yeah, Bub got a tech for hanging on the rim, or was it something else? It was for hanging on the rim. He was hyped. He got a steal off the inbound, or I believe it was an inbound. Yeah, I think it was inbound. He had a dunk. Bench was going crazy. He hung on the rim. He got a tech. But it says, fast forward to All-Star break. I need to see Trae with the youngins. Yeah, we'll see. I'd like to think when Trae comes back, though, he's going to be in a minutes restriction. And you know what's gonna happen if we start winning with Trey. Like they're gonna pull him out. We know that. Anyways, let's go to the Tankathon. And I'm gonna call it quits, y'all. I'm at the 25-minute mark. Because there were some games tonight that were Tankathon heavy. So we are still pretty much a 3-way tie for the worst record in the league. Who won tonight? I think the Mavericks won tonight. But look at this. Between us, then there's the Kings, the Nets, 4th and 5th. Like I said, top 4 worst record, we secure our pick. Even pretty much top 5, we secure it. But look at this. The Kings are on a 4-game winning streak, y'all. You know what I mean? The Nets just won. Like right now, we are the coldest team in the league. Yeah. We are in a 6-game losing streak. But everybody else, everybody else is winning for the most part. We are now 3-7 in our last 10 games. Rich says, yo, what's up? The real question is, when will Trey play and how will this team look like when he does? They said that Trey Young will be reevaluated after the All-Star break, so we'll see after that. All-Star break, I believe, is February 15th or the 15th? Yo, Dirty Bucket, are you a Buddhist? No, I'm Bolivian. All right, I'll do one sim. One more. Fuck that. One more. Fuck that. All right, I'm good. There we go. Base Maryland gets Darren Peterson with this one. Perhaps. We'll see. Hey, man. Like I said, we play the Clippers on Monday at 3 p.m. on MLK Day. Nuggets at Thursday at 7 p.m. Saturday at Charlotte at 6 p.m. So I'm going to leave it at that. But like I said, great effort tonight for the Young Bucks and the team overall. Keyshawn George was a freaking stud. And I did not expect this whatsoever. Considering we're in the second night of a back-to-back. The Nuggets looked like they were the team in the second night of a back-to-back. But, Doug Arby says, Peterson wouldn't fit with Trey Young and Trey Johnson. I think it's still going to be BPA, though. Like, it all depends on Will Dawkins' board. If Will Dawkins says Peterson's clear and about the best player in this draft, he's got to take him. Now, putting my conspiracy hat on, I like to think that DeBonta is number 1. This is just me guessing. I'm just guessing. Considering Will Dawkins' track record with us, positional size, defensive versatility, athletic wing. Come on now. That's DeBonta. But then it also is Peterson as well. So you know what I mean? Doug Arby says Cam Boozer is the best fit for the Wizards. I'd be really happy with Cam Boozer. But I'm not going to lie. DeBonta's 1A, Peterson's 1B. Boozer is 2A, and Caleb Wilson's 2B. Don't sleep on Caleb Wilson. I want Caleb Wilson, man. I'm not going to lie. I want Caleb Wilson. I'll be happy with any of those 4, but we deserve top 3. We deserve a franchise face. That's DeBonta, man, or Peterson. But DeBonta, holy hell. I need DeBonta. All right, yo, I'm going to call it quits. I am going to go to sleep. No, I got to go do laundry. Shit. I got to do laundry at midnight like a dumbass. I got to go freaking do laundry. What do you think about Caleb Wilson? I am high on Caleb Wilson, Daryl. I love Caleb Wilson. 19 points, 11 rebounds. I think he'll be a perfect front court mate to Alex Sarr. Also, same with Cam Boozer. But Caleb Wilson, to me, reminds me of a guy. People say Jermaine O'Neal. I think Caleb Wilson's ceiling is higher than Cam Boozer's, and I get flack for that. Well, no, some people are starting to catch on. I think Caleb Wilson's ceiling is higher than Cam Boozer's, but Cam Boozer's floor is much, much, much higher than Caleb Wilson's. Cam Boozer's a safer pick, obviously. His floor is much higher, but damn it, Caleb Wilson could end up being one of the top 30 players in this draft class when it's all said and done, in my opinion. So Peterson starts at SF alongside Young and Trey John. No, I mean, Doug, to be honest with you, like, I mean, it's not set in stone that Trey Young's here in the future. We don't know yet. Well, like, I mean, I think there's a good chance that he's here in the future, Trey Young. People are throwing out him possibly getting a Fred VanVleet contract extension with us. Let's first see how he gels with us, but, definitely not ruling that out. But to me, you got to go BP. Like, let's say we land number 2. Doug, let's say we land number 2 and DeBonsa is taken at number 1. Would you take Cam Boozer over Darren Peterson at 2? I don't think, respectfully towards the Booze fam, but I don't think there will be that many GMs who would do that, if at all. I think all the GMs would take Peterson over Boozer, which is crazy because Boozer's a great prospect, but Peterson is considered one of the best prospects in recent memory. So I'd like to think BPA, you got to take him. Or you can, I mean, I don't know. Would we trade back, gain assets, and still get Cam Boozer? Like a Luka Doncic, Trae Young trade? Would people do that? It'd have to be a good amount of assets that the team will have to cough up to get Peterson from us. But you know what I mean? I just don't see a scenario if we go 2 and DeBonsa is taken at 1 that we take Boozer over Peterson for fit. That'll be basically us drafting for fit and not drafting BPA. Base Maryland says we can get a Boozer type player in free agency. You can't get a Peterson type free agent. Locked on Law is locked on Boozer. He's locked on Sabonis. A lot of dudes, some dudes want Sabonis. That dude wants Sabonis. I think a Sabonis type trade for us would not be ideal until after the trade deadline, like after the season ends. Like I don't think we would trade for Sabonis and then we would sit him as well. We would sit both Sabonis and Trae Young. That'd be. Then the NBA might actually investigate us. We're just asking for an investigation. But yeah, last comment of the day goes to Ali Channel. I actually don't think this year's draft pick's that strong yet. Cooper Flagg's a good player. I think this draft class is especially top heavy. Like, you got, to me, in my opinion, the top 5 is obviously Boozer, DeBonsa, and Peterson, Caleb Wilson, and then Kingston Flemings is looking like an all-star point guard, like a future all-star point guard. Doug Arby says Sabonis and Young are both terrible defenders. Yeah. I'm not saying I wanted him. I'm not going to lie. I said some people in the chat have been calling for Sabonis. I am an Isaiah Hartenstein guy. I think he'll fit a huge need here. A guy who can play alongside Alex Sarr. That's my guy. Isaiah Hartenstein. There's a chance he's available in the offseason. That's my guy who I'll throw the bag or, would do whatever it takes to get him. That is my guy. Hartenstein. But I did see Sabonis. I mean, like Sabonis is like Derek Queen to me is going to turn out to be like Sabonis. Base Maryland says, I'll wait for Hark too. Kingston Fleming rising. Yeah, Kingston Fleming's a stud, man. Kingston Fleming is a freaking stud. Again, like if we pick 5 and Kingston Fleming is the BPA there, I think you got to take him, even though he's the point guard. If he's the BPA, Doc will handle the rest. Yeah. Yeah. Live life. I want top 4. I think we deserve top 3, but top 4 would, I'll be able to sleep well the entire summer. Lord knows I haven't slept well late recently. But top 4, I'm good. I'm good. All right, y'all. I'm gonna call it quits. I need to sleep, boy. Anyways, if you enjoyed the stream, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Go Wizards! We're not gonna stay up until 1:30 today, y'all. I can't. I can't. Anyways, take care, everybody. I'll see y'all. I don't know if I'll drop a video tomorrow. I have to get lit. No, I'm gonna go watch the playoff games tomorrow. So we'll see. Thank you, Ali Channel. I'll see y'all on Monday.